Okay, let's get right into it. What's the one thing, the single most powerful thing you can do for your YouTube channel? Surprise? It's not your fancy camera, it's not your slick editing, it's this. Today, we're going to break down the science of the click. We're talking about how mastering your thumbnails can totally change the game for your channel's growth.
And to really get why this is so important, you've got to understand what you're up against. Just look at this number. Every single minute, more than 500 hours of new video gets uploaded to YouTube. That's insane, right? So standing out, it's not just a nice to have, it's literally a matter of survival on the platform.
And that quote you see, it's not an exaggeration at all. I want you to think about it like this. Your thumbnail is the book cover in the biggest library in the world. It's the first thing people see. And honestly, it's probably the only chance you'll get to grab their attention and convince them that your video is the one they should spend their time on.
So in the next few minutes, we're going to dive deep into all of it. The science, the psychology, the absolute must-haves that turn a simple little image into your #1 growth tool. And first up, we got to talk about the big boss we're all trying to please, the YouTube algorithm.
Right? So if you want to win on YouTube, you have to know the rules of the game. And let me tell you, the game is all about feeding that algorithm exactly what it wants to see. Your thumbnail, it's way more than just a little poster for your video. It is the very first, and you could argue the most important signal you send. And the metric that rules them all here is something called click-through rate, or CTR. It's super simple, really. It's just the percentage of people who saw your thumbnail and then actually clicked to watch. That one little number tells YouTube everything it needs to know about how good your ad for your video is.
Okay, and this is where the magic happens. It's a positive feedback loop. You make a great thumbnail, right? That gets you a higher click-through rate. That sends a big positive signal to the algorithm that says, hey, people really like this one. And what does YouTube do? It shows it to even more people. And that's how you get that incredible growth cycle, the thing that can make a video just take off. And it all starts with that one little image.
But, and this is a huge but, there's a catch, a really important one. A high CTR means nothing if your thumbnail is a lie. You can't just be pure clickbait, because if people click and the video isn't what you promised, they're going to leave right away. That absolutely destroys your watch time, which sends a massive negative signal back to the algorithm. In the long run, it's going to hurt your video and your whole channel.
So, okay, we get it. We need to make the algorithm happy. But here's the secret. The algorithm is just trying to make people happy. So to get that click, we need to go deeper than just good design. We have to get into human psychology. What is it that makes a brain literally stop scrolling and go, I have to click that?
First things first, let's set some goals. What's a good number here? Well, if your CTR is around 1 to 2%, that's kind of below average. You can do better. 3 to 4%, that's solid. That's pretty average for most channels. But the sweet spot, the place where that feedback loop really starts to fire on all cylinders, is 7% or higher. That, my friends, is exceptional. All right, now let's talk about the #1 most effective thing you can possibly put in your thumbnail. Ready? It's a human face. The data is just staggering. On average, videos that have a face in the thumbnail get over 900,000 more views. And why is that? It's simple, really. Our brains are just wired from birth to connect with other human faces. But wait, it gets even weirder. There's a fascinating psychological twist here. You'd think, happy, smiling faces would do the best, right? Nope. The data shows that it's actually sad or worried faces that get the most views, a crazy 2.3 million on average. It taps right into our empathy and our curiosity. We just can't help but ask, whoa, what happened there? And then we have to click to get the answer. So let's break this down into a sort of cheat sheet. Look at these numbers. Just putting a face in there, that can boost your click-through rate by up to 50%. Adding a pop of red or yellow, bam, another 20%. Keeping your text super short, like under 4 words, that's another 30% lift compared to text-heavy ones. And showing intense emotion, that can literally double your clicks. These aren't just, nice ideas. This is what the data tells us works.
Okay, so let's think about a great thumbnail like it's a living thing. It has different parts and anatomy, and they all have to work together perfectly. So let's do a little dissection and see what really makes it tick. First up, you've got the brain. That's the text. Its only job is to create curiosity and give a tiny bit of context. But listen close. Less is always more. The real sweet spot is between 0 and 3 words. You want to tease, not explain. Think about the difference between a title like, I was wrong, versus a detailed step-by-step guide to fixing your advanced camera settings. See the difference? One is a story, the other is a manual. Next, we've got the heart. This is all about emotion. This is where those faces we talked about really shine. A big, genuine emotional reaction, whether it's shock, surprise, happiness, whatever, it creates an immediate connection. It makes the viewer feel something. And that feeling is the hook that pulls them right in.
Then you've got the bones. This is the layout, the structure. And honestly, the biggest mistake I see creators make is just clutter. Too much stuff. A great thumbnail has one single, super clear focal point. Your viewer needs to get it in a fraction of a second without even thinking about it.
And finally, we have the muscle. This is the color. This is what gives your thumbnail its power, what makes it pop off the screen. We're talking high contrast colors. Think bright reds, yellows, vibrant blues. They just stand out against YouTube's white, gray, and black interface. And if you use complementary colors like a teal and an orange, you create this visual tension that's just, you can't look away. And if you want to see a masterclass in all of these principles, you just have to look at Mr. Beast. Go look at his old thumbnails. They were crowded with text, pretty static. Now, his new ones are pure psychology in action. You've got extreme facial expressions, barely any text, and crazy high color contrast. He's not just showing you what's in the video. He's creating a visual question that you feel like you have to click on to find the answer. Okay, so that's the theory, the why. Now let's get super practical, the how. And the good news is, you absolutely do not need to be some pro graphic designer to make an amazing thumbnail. You just need a simple, solid process to follow.
And here it is, a dead simple 4-step process. Step 1, plan your thumbnail concept before you even hit record on your camera. Step 2, take a separate high-quality picture just for the thumbnail. Please, don't just grab a blurry screenshot from your video. Step 3, do some simple editing to boost the contrast and make those colors pop. And step 4, add your 1, 2, maybe 3 words of text. Make it bold and make it super easy to read.
And you don't need to shell out a bunch of money for software either. Free tools like Canva are amazing these days, super powerful and easy to use. If you're more of a pro, yeah, Photoshop is still the gold standard. But hey, don't sleep on AI tools like Midjourney either. They are incredible for just brainstorming wild ideas you'd never come up with on your own.
All right, now we're at what might be the most important part of this whole thing, because sometimes the quickest way to get better is just to stop doing the things that are holding you back. So let's talk about the common mistakes that are probably killing your views right now.
Here they are, the top 4 offenders. Number 1, overcrowding. Just too much stuff. If a viewer has to squint and try to figure out what's going on, they're gone. They'll just keep scrolling. Number 2, misleading content. We talked about this. Clickbait. It's a total channel killer. Don't do it. Number 3, bad image quality. A blurry, dark photo just screams amateur. And finally, number 4, forgetting about mobile. Something like 70% of all views happen on a phone. If your text is too small to read on a tiny screen, well, it's basically invisible to the majority of your potential audience. So from this day forward, I want you to make a promise. Never again will you treat your thumbnail like an afterthought. It's the front door to all your hard work. It's a promise you're making to the viewer. A promise of value, of emotion, of something curious. So think about your very next video. What's the 1-second promise your thumbnail can make that will absolutely demand a click?